In the governance of the crown, the Iron Hand is seldom denied, especially when it is that very hand which seized power. Yet power, once claimed, breeds its own peril. For the ruler who governs by force must always guard against another Iron Hand, rising in defiance at the gates of power. And when those hands meet, one to preserve, the other to claim, the crown learns the timeless truth that every force of dominion summons its equal, and no power remains unchallenged forever. After dethroning Raymond Ford to capture the WBA featherweight world title, Nick Ball has surged forward with a 3-fight win streak. Now, he prepares to defend his crown for the 4th time, facing former super bantamweight world champion Brandon Figueroa, who is chasing glory in a 2nd weight division. Fighting in front of his hometown crowd in Liverpool, England, Ball enters the bout as a 4-1 favorite. With both men known for their relentless or no styles, fans expect nothing less than an all-out war, a true barn burner in the making. Brandon Figueroa is the embodiment of a Mexican pressure and volume puncher. Standing tall with a long reach, he thrives on breaking opponents down through sheer output rather than single-shot power. He swarms with aggression, constantly pressing forward, throwing punches and bunches, and wearing down opponents with a suffocating inside game. Despite his lean frame, Figueroa's stamina and toughness allows him to take punishment while maintaining a furious pace. He makes his body work and looping hooks with uppercuts, turning every exchange into a war of attrition. His style isn't built on finesse, it's built on endurance, pressure, and the will to outlast anyone who stands in front of him. Nick Ball is a compact, explosive pressure fighter, shorter in stature and built with power and aggression. He closes distance quickly and thrives on fighting inside. His style is defined by bullish forward movement, tight defense, and heavy combinations that punish opponents from close range. His approach is rooted in intensity. He doesn't stall or counter, he dictates. He thrives when closing distance, responding with thudding hooks and overhands, often battering taller opponents. With exceptional conditioning and a fearless mindset, Ball turns every fight into a battle of will, where his ferocity and consistency often breaks opponents before the final bell.
Okay, I'm happy with your waistbands, so keep your punches off the shorts. Those at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
In the grand theater of war, the Iron Hand wrestles with his own violent nature. When steel meets steel, the first to lose formation is the first to confront the truth of defeat. When two pressure fighters collide, the struggle is not purely physical, it is a battle for control. This control in this war is not earned through patience or calculation, but through command and violence. Every exchange becomes a contest for ground, where every punch claims a fraction of the ring. Getting hit is inevitable. The question then is no longer about who can land more punches, but who can endure more damage and continue to press forward.
Throws it off balance almost. It's almost like he just gets on the outside of that southpaw jab and screws that left through. It's intelligent. Shot. It's important.
Both fighters are cut from the same cloth, yet shaped in vastly different designs. Nick Ball, shorter and more compact, fights with explosive intensity. He closes distance in an instant, unleashing heavy artillery that can break guards.
Out the distance again. Yeah, it was quick hands, wasn't it? Really sharp.
But his explosiveness comes at a cost. Each dynamic burst drains his reserves, and recovery becomes the price of his aggression.
That's a lovely jab again. The left hand's been the weapon so far for Ball.
Barry, through almost 5 rounds, do you think Figueroa is still as quick as he was?
Figueroa, by contrast, is a tall, lengthy southpaw who rarely uses his reach to his full advantage. Instead, he thrives in chaos, a relentless swarmer. He overwhelms with volume, striking from every range, outside, mid, and inside.
Oh, getting busier. Check the ball. Good work again, finding the shots. Ball through the middle.
His style is one of accumulation, wearing opponents down through constant pressure. To face him is to endure a slow erosion. If you can't match his pace, you get washed up in his storm. And few have been able to withstand this length.
And move forward, it's going to get hard. It's going
Body, then head. Now Figueroa's turn. Here we go.
Work again there from him.
Neither fighter possessed a particularly refined defense. Beyond the basic high guard, their offense was their defense. Each man relied on pressure and output to keep the other in check.
Yeah, good stuff, Carl. It is close, it is tight. Nice left. He wasn't great, was he, last time in Riyadh against Goodman, but he's back in front of...
A pressure fighter lives and dies off the front foot, dictating pace by drowning their opponent. But in this bout, fire met fire.
Figueroa back.
And he's spot on, isn't he, there, Adam, with the advice.
Nick Ball's explosive bursts, while more power-driven, left gaps. After unloading his artillery, he was repeatedly caught by Figueroa as he exited and tried to reset. Figueroa's reach and high volume gave him the edge. By maintaining a steady rhythm rather than overexerting, he was able to chain together combinations and sustain pressure.
He slams in a body shot, Figueroa with that come forward aggression.
You see it all the time, you know, like putting that screw.
These continuous barrages denied Ball the time to recover or properly set to fire back, forcing him into a more reactive fight rather than a commanding one.
As he touches the gloves upstairs of Ball, really sink the shots.
Fast combination from it, and again there, second phase of attack there from Ball.
Classy boxing.
I think he's been very clever at times tonight, Nick Ball.
Though outgunned early, Ball adjusted by holding his ground rather than pressing. He began working behind his jab, allowing Figueroa to come to him instead and wait for those openings between his combinations.
Just looking to slow down the champion.
Brandon Figueroa being more aggressive in the higher output. He's starting here to be...
This shift made his approach more economical. Instead of draining himself with explosive bursts to close distance, Ball picked his moments carefully.
Not enough torque on him, there's no turn at the end of the shot, and it just
He's not going anywhere. The American with back comes Ball.
When Figueroa overstepped and drifted too far into range, Ball unleashed his power, turning defense into sudden targeted offense.
6 sort of 9 minutes. Carl, how you feeling about it?
Yeah, he has quietened the crowd, certainly in these later rounds, that's for sure.
The only man to have beaten Brandon Figueroa. He did it twice, once controversial.
But that's one thing that won't happen. No hearts are going to be broken tonight. I mean, you might get...
In a battle of wills, the fighter who loses his footing ultimately loses his position. Though Ball had flashes of success, his power offered little deterrent to Figueroa. What usually halted other opponents barely slowed the Mexican warrior. Figueroa took one shot, only to return two, steadily winning the exchanges. In this kind of shootout, Ball was clearly being outgunned, and it began to show. With limited movement to create space, he found himself sinking deeper and deeper into a sinkhole. By this stage, he was fighting on sheer heart, showing courage but little adjustment. His responses became too predictable. Block, wait for a pause, then fire back. That rhythm allowed Figueroa to read his timing, adjust his tempo, and tighten his control on the fight.
Did not allow that to happen and start firing back here.
I'll tell you what though, it is so important.
Have you got Brandon Figueroa just in front? Come forward, non-stop attitude.
As the fight entered the championship rounds, the line had already been broken. Ball, though still firing back, was steadily being driven onto his back foot. His technique unraveled, his responses dulled, and his lack of adjustment revealed a deeper truth. What elevates a fighter can also undo him. The aggression and endurance that once defined Ball's success now betrayed him. Against a more durable pressure fighter, his usual weapons lost a sharp edge. In boxing, the very traits that forge one's rise can become the seeds of one's fall. Ball lived by pressure, by fire, by will, and in the end, he met the fate of his own philosophy. Live by the sword, die but a sword.
Darren, but I also think that the first 40 seconds...
Home of boxing, Brandon Figueroa is going to put his foot to the pedal.
But I'll tell you what a way to win. Thunderous left hand, Barry.
And this is what makes this sport...
Bravely gets to his feet. Steve Quay with Brandon Figueroa. He's going to take Nick Paul out here. He's free.
You know, you're making mistakes and you just don't see the punches coming. But you've got to risk it, and Paul risks it.